sure that was the problem.
Trash cans, smoke signals, some guy in the crowd. They need to check out all possibilities.
What was the signal? The signal was pool pitcher. Pool pitcher when he's winning the fucking game. What signal is it for that?
Raising your left arm towards the bullpen.
Yeah. Like you sniff your armpit or something? Like, let's bring in the stinker. All right. I think he's from south of the border. He's gonna win it for us.
Oh, here we go. Dominican pitcher thing again.
Where was he from? Where was he from? You tell me, Dan. Where was the pitcher from?
Alvarado?
Yeah.
Yeah, where's he from? You tell me.
My brother probably already looked this up. It's a trick question.
He wasn't from Philly.
He's from Venezuela, actually.
Yes, thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. That confirms my theory. The people from the hometown in Venezuela are rich now. The Phillies lost the World Series.
So they told him, if you throw Game 6, which they didn't even know it was actually going to happen, that you will take care of your family.
And he's like, in the after game interview, he's like, I not pitch good. I sorry. Yeah. Well, all those winners in Venezuela aren't sorry because they had the line on that shit. Karen fucking teed. Hey. There's no corruption in professional sports. You believe that? Then I'm going to sell you a piece of oceanfront property in Arizona.
After the big one.
That's right.
Well, they had there was that NBA ref in the 90s that was from Philly. He
fixed games.
Yeah, he fixed games. He was making calls to fix games.
Actually, a bigger problem in soccer and tennis. Several tennis players have been found to fix their matches because they got paid off or had money on it.
Yeah, I didn't hear that.
Yeah, someone got banned for life from playing with it.
Who did?
I forgot. I don't know their names, but I just know a couple of them got kicked out.
Who got kicked out?
Some tennis players threw matches. They got paid to throw the match in like Wimbledon or something. So they were banned, and then several referees in Europe have been found to have fixed matches because they were paid off by who knows who, and they get fired too.
Well, there was an analyst recently, and he I call it like a statistician or a math analyst or something along those lines, and he said, he analyzed all these professional tennis matches, and he contacted a number of the athletes, and he said, I know you threw these matches. Okay, I for a fact know you did because I do the analytics. I know you threw these matches. So I'm going to come interview you and not reveal your names, right? And he said, if you deny the interview, then I'm going to reveal your name. Every single one of them took the interview because he said, I know you threw these games because I did the analytics.
Wow.
There's no way mathematically that you didn't throw these games. And he said, I'm going to come interview you about it. And if you deny my interview, I'm going to put your name out in the public. And every single one of them took the interview. Anonymously. Guaranteed.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Because it's just like when the guys were doing the online poker and someone got a data dump from the online poker and he said, look, player number X, there's no way this player is winning these games. These are fixed. In other words, somebody can watch everyone else's hands, right? It's like statistically, mathematically, there's no way this person can call these, play these hands. And that was a big lawsuit. I think it originated up in Canada. And they said, yeah, it was totally fixed. They said that the poker site was putting a ghost player in there that could see everyone else's hands. And then they got the data, and the mathematicians got a hold of it, and they said, there's no way this guy could have played all these hands. It's not possible mathematically that he could have played all his hands unless he was watching everyone else's hand. That's what I'm saying. So the Tampa Bay Buccaneers too, because they're in Germany now. And did you hear they all got busted for hashish oil getting off the plane? So they're not coming back for like 10 years now. The entire Buccaneers team.
They're going to get sent to a penal colony in Siberia.
I don't know. It's Germany, but they'll probably be doing something. But they're not coming. The entire Bucs team is not coming back for like 10 years now.
I wouldn't think Germany would have too many strict laws about that.
So this is the show is One Pick Wonders, and we're giving you the 4 picks for NFL coming off a bad week, and we have our champion on the top left, Danny D, the 5 head of knowledge, and followed by the Ryan the Office on the bottom left. And on the top right, BKO, the sports betting guru, and myself, the producer, is the losing analyst thus far this year. What I have what, 2 wins or 1 win?
2.
I have 2 wins and a push, right?
Yep, 2, 6, and 1.
Oh, so I needed to start my pick off with for Week 10 NFL.
Actually, I'm supposed to go first.
Are you really? Okay,
Yeah,
all
you
right.
pushed. You had to push.
All right,
Yeah,
I
you
had
had
to push. Okay, so the sports betting guru, BKO, Honey Buru, leads off.
All right. I'm going to pick some low-hanging fruit here. I'm going to take the Raiders, which is it started when I did the pick at 6. It's actually at -4.5. They're at home playing the Colts. Basically, their offensive coordinator has never called plays before. The head coach, Jeff Saturday, is the first head coach in the history of the NFL to never have any college or pro experience to be a head coach.
He was a center, right?
Yeah, he's a center.
Yeah, and that guy has never even designed plays. The new OC.
Yeah. Now I know Dan likes to point out the Raiders stink, and I get that, and they don't have Darren Waller and Hunter Renfrow. But I was looking at some of the games they played. They almost beat the Chiefs at Kansas City. They only lost by 1 point. Pat Mahomes had to lead a fourth quarter comeback. Whatever, Dan. And they were beating the Jaguars up until most of the game. They were beating the Jaguars, and they lost in the fourth quarter.
3 times they've blown 17-point leads this season.
But I don't know. My main analysis is just that there's no way that – and I'm not going to do a Howard Eskin Stone Cold Mortal Lock, but I'm sorry, a guy who's never called plays before, the offensive coordinator, a head coach who's never coached at the college or pro level. And I hate this crap, they're going to rally around them. Get the fuck out of here. That's some crap. That's some bullshit. The Colts got spanked last week by the Patriots, 27 or 26-3. The Sam Ehlinger, who's their starting quarterback, has not thrown for more than 100. He's played in 3 games now and has not thrown for more than 150 yards in any one of the games. He is pathetic. The offense is pathetic. And they have Jonathan Taylor. My brother makes fun of me, but they'll just stack the box. They'll put 8 in the box to stop Jonathan Taylor because they don't have – Ehlinger can't throw the ball.
He's hurt, too. His ankle's still bad.
Ehlinger can't throw the ball, and I know that the Raiders don't have Renfrow or Waller, but Moreau, the tight end, is taking Waller's place. He's actually played pretty well. Devontae Adams is a beast. Josh Jacobs has had the best year of his career running the ball. I don't know. I just think 4.5 is actually a gift. I'm confident. I've been confident before, like the Bucks pick, but I just think the Raiders are going to win. I think they could blow them out. I think it's a joke. The guy, offensive coordinator, I think it's disrespectful to a lot of coaches who work their ass off and they don't get opportunities like this. I think it's a fucking joke that Jeff Saturday is the head coach. Like, it's a slap in the face to tons and tons of coaches out there that have been coaching since they were like, 23, 24, 25, working their way up the ranks. I just think it's a joke. I think it's ridiculous.
I think they're trying to tank. That's why they got him.
No, it's a recycle mill. They retread these coaches, then they try to bring them up from college, and they fail. And that's a bad system. So somebody had the bright idea, we need to change what we're doing, because we're just doing retreads and bringing up college coaches. Let's look at the guy in Miami. Who the hell is he? He was
the OC of San Francisco.
He was an intern when he started.
That's how it starts.
And
right, but that's what I'm saying. What the Raiders are trying to do, they're trying to break the mold and say, hey, let's not do the same.
And then I want to know this: Did anyone listen to Jim Irsay's press conference? That guy just babbled. He makes no sense when he talks. He was talking about making sausage. That guy is he's clueless, man. He's a clueless owner. He has no fucking idea what he's doing. And I know he was there for Peyton Manning. Bill Polian was the GM. He was the architect of that team. He was lucky to have Bill Polian. His dad owned the team. He has no qualifications. The only reason he's the owner is because his dad was the owner. Dad gave him the fucking team. He's a joke. He's a fucking joke.
What qualifications any owner have to own any football team?
Didn't they bring in someone named Sale? Where'd this guy come from? He's coaching another team. They brought him in. Who's coaching the Colts now? It's like Doug Sale, or I forget the last name.
Jeff Saturday.
Thank you, Saturday. I said Sale, but I meant
he's on TV. And the GM, he has no accountability. He should be fired too. He sucks. And I think McDaniel should be fired right after the game if they lose to the Colts this
Yes! Dan, thank you. Bravo. Well said. It was first said on the One Pick Wonder show. I want it. This is the first said by Dan Kaiserman, One Pick Wonders.
Who is Saturday coaching? He's coaching something.
The Colts.
He's coaching on Sunday.
Yeah,
that's what we're talking about, Scott.
Where did he come from? I mean,
ESPN.
ESPN analyst.
That's what I'm saying. They're trying to change the mold. They're trying to say, hey, what we're doing isn't working. Let's change it up.
No, it's because Irsay is an idiot. He's an idiot. He's not trying to change it. He's a fucking moron.
Yes, that's the correct answer.
He's getting a lot of publicity, selling lots of merchandise. Maybe the guy's a little bit more of a genius than you think.
Yeah.
You need to listen.
Because I don't believe Jeff Saturday will be their head coach at the end of the after
the
season.
Hey, we got Bowles. That's what we said when Bowles came in as an interim. Look what we got in Tampa.
Yeah, but at least Bowles has experience in the NFL, though.
Bowles sucks.
Experience of losing 5 seasons for the Jets. Yes.
Yep. He likes to smile.
That's what
when
I'm
he
saying.
loses.
That's why we need to change it up.
It's like losing.
Exactly.
If you're a head coach, you have to know game management. You have to know timeouts. It's basically a chess match between the two head coaches. This guy has no experience in any of that stuff. And the offensive coordinator's never called any plays.
Oh, wow.
It's a joke. I'm telling you, it's going to blow up in their face. I'm telling you that right now.
They don't care.
They could create an AI head coach that will win the Super Bowl.
Brian in to do it.
Artificial intelligence. That's
what
where
run the Avalanche. He could run the Avalanche defense.
I'll run it.
They want to get an artificial intelligence head coach who'll win the fucking Super Bowl.
Well, have you seen the? I don't know if you've seen the memes, but with the Madden, how Jeff Saturday is going to pick they're going to make the play calls. It's been all over social media. So.
Yeah, I can. No, I'm serious. Like I can see. Yeah, the offensive coordinator is going to play a game of Madden while he's calling the plays.
All right, we're going to go play three. Play three.
Yeah.
Hey.
So what was your pick again?
So Raiders minus 4.5 at home against the Colts. The Colts who have no OC and head coach who's never coached anything except he was a high school football coach like 6-7 years ago, but he has no college or no. The first ever head coach with no college or pro experience in the history of the NFL. It's crazy.
No, the Miami guy didn't have any experience either.
Yes, he did.
He was offensive coordinator.
Yeah, he was the OC in San Francisco.
So you're calling it 4.5 for Vegas?
Yeah, it's 4.5.
All right. So who's picking next?
I get to go next. I already teased my pick a little bit because I'm an idiot. Can you see the Kansas right there? That's my pick this week. Kansas City Chiefs. They're at home against Jacksonville. Kansas City's it's fluctuating between 9.5 and 9. I bet it at 9.5, so that's what I'm sticking with. Game's in Arrowhead, so that's favorable for the Chiefs. It's a tough place to play, generally speaking. The Chiefs' offense is second rated in the NFL. Their rushing game is not that great. They actually did terrible last week in the rushing game. Patrick Mahomes had most of the yardage. They had 14 carries by the running backs and got it, or 13 carries by the running backs last week for a total of 14 yards. Patrick Mahomes, I think, had like 68 or something like that. They're the number one passing game in the NFL right now, and they're playing against the Jacksonville Jaguars, who their best part of their defense is the run defense, and Kansas City doesn't really run that well anyway, so that doesn't really bode well for Jacksonville. Jacksonville's offense is actually 8th rated, and it's their run game that's 7th ranked in it, but the Chiefs are the 5th ranked rush defense, which is a little shocking to me. It's Trevor Lawrence, still young. He's going to be better at some point in time. Mahomes is going to be missing Hardman this weekend, much to my dismay in fantasy football, because I have him in a dynasty league, and I can't pick anybody else up to replace him because waivers started on Thursday, which sucks. So Hardman's going to be out, but he's got Juju Smith-Schuster, Travis Kelce, couple other guys. Was it Sky Moore and
Tony?
Tony, who they just picked up from the Giants at the trade deadline. So Kansas City Chiefs minus 9.5. Hopefully I do better than I did with last week's Bills pick. That was a clunker. Shut your mouth. That was a clunker last week, but started out well, and then it went downhill from there. Kansas City. I expect them to win by 2 touchdowns. And that's my pick for the week.
Shut your ass.
Yeah, I saw something that like Andy Reid, since he took over Kansas City, is like 5-0 against Jacksonville or something like that.
Well,
he's never lost in Jacksonville.
Well, it's even funnier as he is.
Stand there and you're wrong. Listen, be wrong and get used to it.
Obviously, he's coaching against Doug Peterson, a former offensive coordinator for him, former starting quarterback when he first went to Philadelphia, backup quarterback in Green Bay when Andy Reid was there. Andy Reid is 17-9 when facing his former assistants as head coaches. So that bodes well. And I read something about the Chiefs have won 10 straight November football games. So I expect – obviously they're going to win. The question is whether or not they're going to win by 9.5. And, again, I believe it's going to be a 2-point or a 2-touchdown victory. Mahomes has 37 touchdown passes and 9 interceptions in the month of November since November 18th, 2019. Second best month ever during that span behind the month of September. And he just went off real big last week. So they're kind of on a roll. Again, no McCall Hardman, but they got enough offensive weapons to to still do some damage.
Yeah, the only guy on the Jaguars you have to worry about is Etienne. If you can stop Etienne, you can win easily. He's really the only good player. Marvin Jones, Christian Kirk, but Etienne's special, man. That guy's a player.
Yeah, but they have Doug Peterson.
That's right. Hey, man, Philly.
That's the team, gentlemen. And either we heal now as a team, or we will die as individuals. That's football, guys.
It's a good speech. I've listened to the whole thing. It's a good speech about football's played inch by inch. It's a good speech.
That's some cornball bullshit. That's all right.
I think it's a decent movie. It's an underrated movie.
Yeah, I like
locker room speeches
as a
real.
football coach,
The locker room speeches are real. They do happen. It is a real phenomena. Except for this Carroll guy, he just jumps up and down and dances.
At least he doesn't drop his pants.
That's why he's going to lose. That's why he's going to lose. He's a moron in the locker room.
Patton really never did any speeches before the games. Mike Carey, actually, my defensive coordinator, he actually sometimes would do speeches before. Patton really didn't say much. Like, he didn't rattle. He wasn't a rally, one of those rah-rah coaches.
Well, now that it is the Thanksgiving season, I will tell you that I had a locker room. I have a locker room story where we were playing our Thanksgiving. You play your rival in high school, right? That's when you play your rival school, and we were doing that, and we were expecting this huge speech because we were losing at halftime, right? And we're expecting this huge speech, rah-rah from the head coach at halftime, right? And he comes into the locker room, and there's like what do you call it? Like a brown lunch bag. You used to carry your lunch back in the day in a brown paper bag, right? You know what I'm talking about? And he comes in the locker room to give the big speech, right? And he picks up the lunch bag, and he opens it up, and there's a lemon in it. One of the parents had put a lemon in the fucking lunch bag and put it in the lunch bag during halftime. And he looks at it, and there's a lemon in it, and the head coach walks out, right? He doesn't say a word. He just fucking walks out of the locker room. And then the assistant coach comes in, and he picks up the lemon, and he crushes it, and he throws it against the wall. He's like, "You're going to let these parents do this to your coach? You worthless pieces of shit." He's like, "I can't believe you're going to lose to this team and embarrass your head coach like this." And it was the assistant coach that came in, and he threw the lemon against the wall, and everyone was like, "Rah!" and then he went out and won the fucking game.
Wow.
In the second half. But it
All
was,
the lemon.
the impetus was that a parent had put a brown paper bag with a lemon in it, and the coach literally came in, he opened up the bag, he looked, and he just put it down, he walked out, he didn't say a word. And it was the assistant coach that came, he's like, "You're going to let them do this to him?" And he threw the lemon against the wall and shit, and he's like, and we were all like, "Rah!" And then he went out and kicked their ass in the second half. So, I mean, that shit does happen. I'm not even joking. That locker room shit does happen.
Sometimes it works. Sometimes those motivational speeches, they work.
Yeah. It does work. So, my pick for week 10.
A team that is known as the Bears.
The Bears. So Ryan can kiss my ass.
I stole Scott's pick.
You stole my pick. So I'm stealing your pick.
I sucked
Son of
worse.
a
I would
bitch.
have never picked the
You
Bears.
son of a bitch. So the Lions will try to engineer their first 2-game winning streak of the season. When they visit the Bears on Sunday afternoon. Even though the Lions are coming off a rare victory, it's not like they have much momentum. Their head coach team is 2-6 overall, 1-5 in the last 6, and now it must go back on the road where it's 0-3 straight up, 1-2 against the spread at the halfway point of this 2022 season. The Detroit's 2 wins have come at the expense of Washington and Green Bay, who are a combined 4 games under 500 between them. Even though the Bears are in the midst of a 2-game skid, they should be the team playing with confidence. They destroyed New England week 7, rebounded from an understandable loss at Dallas on a short week. And where's Miami coming in? To push Miami from start to finish this past Sunday. Oh, so we did pretty good there, but the Dolphins held. Yeah, they did. Justin Fields put on a show, right, last week?
Yeah, 170 yards rushing. I think it's the most ever by a quarterback or something in a game.
Yeah, he's had over 600 rushing yards.
178 yards rushing. And
Yeah,
4
only
touchdowns.
Colin Kaepernick in a playoff game against the Packers had 182 yards. That's the most ever by a quarterback. But he had the most ever in a regular season game. Yeah, he's looking. He only threw for 140 yards, but I think the offense, they're starting to run Fields more on set plays, on design runs, and he can run, man. That guy can. They clocked him. They did a game cast thing, and they had him at 22 miles per hour. He ran, and it was 22 miles per hour, which is.
Did you see Steve Young's interview about him earlier this week?
No.
Well, anyway, Steve Young was on TV, and he was saying that eventually what they have to do is some of what I guess Hurts has kind of evolved into that, and maybe Lamar Jackson a little bit too, is that you have to become an effective passer who is a threat to run instead of a threat to run who tries to pass. And once he figures that out, he'll be very dangerous.
Yeah.
So what do you think Lamar Jackson is?
That's what he is. He can throw, but he is still a threat to run. He's thrown a lot better last year or so than he did at the beginning.
So Chicago's offense suddenly in fine form here. It doesn't set up well for the Detroit defense that is dead last in the NFL with room to spare. Allowing 417 yards per game. It is also the last in defensive scoring, second to last in rushing defense, which bodes terribly for the chances of stopping the Bears' offense that is number 1 in the league in rushing by a country
Yeah, I saw that.
I
saw that. I saw that today.
0.4 yards per game.
Yeah, I saw that the Bears are the number 1 rushing team. That was surprising.
Oh, because of Fields.
Well, yeah, I know. I still think it was surprising.
That's okay. What is Baltimore with Lamar Jackson? He's running all over the freaking place.
They're feeling
the same thing.
I don't know.
It's the same
I don't
thing.
think he runs as much anymore.
He doesn't. He knows he's smart.
He
Because
does.
he's in a contract here, too. He doesn't want to get hurt.
He runs all the time. You kidding yourself? Did you watch the Thursday Night Football? Whatever the hell it was?
No.
No, it wasn't Thursday. When's the last time Baltimore played? Was it Monday?
Monday.
Yeah, Monday. Okay. Thursday, I won on Carolina, so thank you, Carolina, as the underdog. Thank you.
Right.
Yeah, I
Thank you very
didn't
much
bet
for
it.
that. Appreciate you.
Good job.
But I don't think the Lions are going to keep up with this. Over the last 4 games, Jared Goff has more interceptions than touchdowns. So count on the Bears winning this one, and they will probably do so by considerably more than a field goal, which is the spread, which is 2.5 currently.
The Bears.
The Bears.
So you're betting at 2.5?
Yeah, that's what it is right now, right?
It's between 2.5 and 3.
All right, I'm gonna tell you what I'm betting it at. I'm gonna look at the. It's at 2.5. I'm still 2.5. I mean, yeah, 2.5, 3. But yeah, didn't I just say they're gonna win? They're gonna win by more than a field goal, so I'm not worried about that.
Yes,
I'll
they
take
should.
2.5, 3. They're gonna win by more than a field goal.
Yeah.
I don't
Well, I
know
just want
where
to make sure
the
the video.
Bears
I want to
are.
make sure our video is accurate. So you're doing 2.5.
I'm gonna take 3. But what the
It's at 3.
where
All right,
are the Bears at in terms of a playoff run? They're not.
They won't make if they make the
won't make
playoffs,
it?
I'll be pissed.
They won't make it.
They shouldn't. No, they're not that good.
Well, they traded away 2 of their best defensive players too. So
Yeah, the defense has been awful since then.
Roquan Smith's the real deal.
I'm just waiting for the meme we see every year, right? With the Lion King, right? With the Papa Lion and the Son Lion. So it's like, who's the Papa Lion? The Dad Lion. What's his name? Mufasa.
Yeah, Mufasa.
And then the son says, "Dad, what's a Super Bowl?" And he says, "I don't know, son. We're lions." Every year you see that thing come out.
I guess the old lady's gonna be mad again this week after this week's game.
So let's have Dan, the 5 head of knowledge, with his pick for week 10.
I am taking the Cowboys minus 4.5 at the Packers. The Packers stink. What, they've lost 5 in a row. Aaron Rodgers has been terrible. They have a ton of guys who are out. 3 starters on defense are out. 2 starters on offense are out. The offensive line stinks. They can't do anything. They missed Devontae Adams more than anyone could have possibly imagined. They don't run the football well enough, which is strange because those 2 guys are probably the 2 best offensive players other than Aaron Rodgers. They don't really use them very well. They don't do anything. The Cowboys have a good defense. The Cowboys have a good enough offense, and they should win by more than 4.5. The Packers have been pathetic.
You want to crown them? Then crown their ass.
Look what they did last week against Detroit's absolutely god-awful defense. I mean, they're like last in college even. The Lions are so bad at defense, and they only could muster 9 points. That was ridiculous.
Yes,
So I think they'll run over them. Their defense is going to go nuts. They have a great pass rush, and and Diggs will take care of probably their entire receiving corps by himself since they have no one who threatens anybody. And Rodgers is going to be running for his life the whole game. And the Cowboys will be all right. They're not going to score 1 million points. I mean, even though the Packers starting corner Stokes is out for the season. Their best rushing linebacker, what's his name? Gary, he's out for the season. So they have some issues. I mean, I think if they lose the next couple games, because they play a Titan. No, yeah, I think they play the Titans next week. I forget. I think it might be the Titans, the Packers, because they could easily lose the next 2 games. I think they may play on Thursday, if I'm not mistaken. So I mean, I just wonder how much longer they're going to the Aaron Rodgers era is going to last here. They play the Titans on Thursday. Because at some point, the season is going to be lost. If they lose the next 2 games, it's going to be tough to play the Cowboys on Sunday, then prepare for Derrick Henry on Thursday and get trucked by him. And I know they do at home, but it just doesn't matter. And Tennessee's a good defense too. I mean, they did pretty well against Kansas City last week. Even though they lost, but they still played competently. Tannehill was supposed to come back for them, so they're not going to have that guy who can't throw a pass anymore in the game, Willis. So I just wonder if by the time they play the Eagles, week 12, wherever it is, that if they just bail and have Jordan Love start playing, let's see what they have in him. Since will be lost. You don't think so?
No.
Well, they know he stinks already.
I think he that would be a bad move, but just because if they try to bring a receiver in next year, and Rodgers will just be all pissed off and just not show up.
But he may not be there next year. They can get rid of him after the season.
They can. They won't though. That Jordan Love's not the guy.
But anyway, for tomorrow, Sunday, I trust the Cowboys with Prescott and their people. I think they'll put up some decent amount of points. I just don't know if Green Bay is going to score. And it's going to be like a 26-27-14 kind of game, 17. Green Bay just seems like they can't score over 20 points unless something crazy happens. As Brian likes to say, something doesn't normally happen. Like Dallas turns the ball over 3 times, or there's a fumble, a bad punt. There's a bunch of crazy stuff. That's probably not going to happen.
Another thing interesting.
It's a revenge game for McCarthy too. So I think
another interesting too about the game is that they're talking about on social media how Rodgers on Pat McAfee's show threw all his wide receivers under the bus. So there's also there's locker room turmoil too. Because if you're one of those wide receivers, you're like, "Fuck you, Rodgers! You're a piece of shit. You just threw me under the bus on national TV."
Yeah, right. It's ridiculous. They're young players. They're not. Some of them aren't very good. Their top guy Dobbs isn't even going to play. He's out. I just don't know how they're going to generate offense. And it also seems like the offensive coordinator has a problem. Why not run more screens? Why not split out Jones since he can catch the ball? Use him. He's probably your best receiver, but they don't use him at all. Tunney has disappeared. Rodgers seems to have lost something too. He threw 3 red zone interceptions last week.
Yep.
Which is very uncharacteristic of him. I just don't know. You're a sinking ship.
We got a Jones in Tampa we're not using too. If you need one.
Yeah, well, he didn't get what he wanted. But I would go with the Cowboys. I think it's a low spread, honestly, for this kind of game.
Good pick.
7.
That's a good pick.
4.5.
Yeah, 4.5.
It's a good pick.
Wow.
Is that a 4 o'clock? Is it a 4 o'clock game?
Yeah. Fox has been hyping up this game for 2 weeks because they had such crap on the last couple of weeks.
Dan picking the Cowgirls. So we've got the big recap coming up. It's Dan, who are you picking?
Shut your mouth.
Cowboys -4.5.
5 head of knowledge. Ryan, The Office.
Chiefs -9.5 against the Jaguars.
BKO, Sports Betting Guru.
Yo, before I do my recap, I just want to say Ryan is Mr. Big Spread, man. 10 picks this year, at least 5 of them have probably been more than 7.
I like big spreads.
Yeah.
I like big spreads, and I can't deny.
But my pick is Raiders at home -4.5 against the Colts with a brand new head coach and an offensive coordinator who has never ever called plays. And I would also put my name out there to the Indianapolis Colts if it doesn't work out with this offensive coordinator. My name is Brian O'Haron. I played football for CB West. I was coach for a youth football team. I'd like to put my resume out there.
But the guy's never called plays, designed a game plan.
He's designed plays.
Neither have I. That's why I'm putting my resume out there because I have the same experience as this guy. I'm putting this out there. I'm talking about the offensive coordinator. He's never called plays before.
Yeah, never called them, designed a game plan. None of it.
Yeah.
A bonus pick before we go to a bonus pick. Bet
Stand there and you're wrong. This will be wrong. Get used to it.
Minnesota. The line's changing. Bet Minnesota.
Yeah, I don't think Allen's.
I bet it at 3.5. I bet it 3.5.
Yeah, you know what? McDermott said he's hour to hour. People usually say day to day. He's so full of shit. Hour to hour. Get the fuck out.
Did you see what happened at practice today?
Yo, Josh Allen saw the cameras and he ran away. I've never seen that before.
I don't expect him to play.
It's shady. Yo, I typed in Josh Allen on Twitter like before we went on the show, and I know it's not like experts. These are just people, just regular people. But so many of them are saying that this is bullshit. This is gamesmanship for McDermott. He wants the Vikings to prepare for Josh Allen. That's all this is.
0.0.
You're a loser.
King of the Hill, baby! Woo!
Oh, you ain't seen nothing yet. It was this one. It was what the hell was it? Where am I?
I just like Boonhauer.
What in the hell?
What in the hell? Oh, that's what I was looking for.
Dang it, Bobby.
So I am taking for your pick for week 10.
A team that is known as the Bears.
Good luck, everybody.
All right.
Next
Good
week.
luck.
Hey, good luck. See you guys next week.
This week than last week.